with your friends, that's all that you need. If you love the way it makes you feel. Hey, when you feel it, it makes you feel good. Can turn a bad day to the better. Play another tune, it's gonna be alright, don't say never. Friends can change your mood. A little fun tonight lasts forever, will make you feel so good.
At least put that somewhere so that you won't forget, because this room is full of strategic wonder, and you are strategic wonder.
makes it easy to stay in that strapped mindset. That's why it's so hard to do something different. But to do things, to do real things, to do meaningful things, to change, to excel, to lead, to expand, to really be, ladies, you have to adopt a sparkly mindset. One that is experimental, right? That willingness for things to not always work out. You have to be in a trying mode. That means you love failure, you love learning, you love evaluating, you love repeating. You can just keep doing. It's okay. Even when it feels weird. You have to be willing to rest, even though that's not the norm. You have to say, no thanks, right? I gotta rest today. You have to be willing to do that. You also have to be proud of yourself. Even when you didn't meet your target marks or your goals, you're like, but I did, because I learned. Hello, hello, you gorgeous humans. Welcome to the Glittery Goodness Pop-Up. It's also known as your official behind the scenes peek at this conference that is designed for you as a high achieving woman who is done hiding in plain sight. Okay, so first things first. I hope you have something to drink. So for some of you, it might be coffee. I have some champagne. I also have some water, some emotional support Diet Coke, like all the things, because you never know what you might need in this moment. So I want to be sure that your nervous system and your calendar has all the things that it needs, because this is not a stiff webinar. This is not going to be a perfectly polished presentation where I pretend that everything is seamless and you pretend that you're not answering emails in another tab. No, ma'am. That's not what we're doing here. Tonight is a real conversation. It's glittery. It is a little strategic. It will definitely be unfiltered, and it's possibly going to be a little chaotic in the best possible way. So just going to be okay. It won't be perfect. We're going to leave perfect aside. That's right, Tamika. We are keeping it real. It is so real. And here's what I want you to know in the right way, right away. You are going to hear what VERVE actually is, who it's for, who it is absolutely not for, what makes it different, what happens in this room that's so hard to describe. That's why we're doing this. What happens when you leave the room, because let's face it, most conferences leave you not actually doing a lot of anything, and why this year in Huntington Beach is going to be unlike anything we've ever done. This is the 7th year for VERVE. And yes, tonight we have giveaways because I am not above bribing you with fabulous things to keep your gorgeous attention. So let's start this. Our first giveaway is coming up soon, and it's from one of our featured partners this year, Conscious Inc. Here's what you need to know to win. You need to stay in the chat. You need to be active in the chat if you want to win anything, literally, because we're counting how many times you're in the chat. So if you want to win, participate in the chat. Okay, we're watching for people bringing the energy. Now, before we get to the good stuff, okay, I want to play a little bit of this or that. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to literally type this or that. Okay, that's all you have to do. This or that. Okay, so here we go. At events, do you prefer sitting through a 45-minute pitch disguised as a keynote, or that, walking away with actual resources you'll use immediately? Pop them in the chat. Give you just a second. We're going to be going fast. You got to go faster than this, ladies. Get those fingers popping. All right, I'm going to keep going. Here we go. at your ideal networking experience, tell me, because this will let me know what we're going to do tonight. Okay. Your ideal networking experience, is it awkwardly wandering the room, hoping that you find your people? Or is it that curated and intentional connections that actually mean something? This or that? Let me know. Let me know. I feel like I need like vibey music. Like that music got me excited. I should have had music playing the whole time. Okay, I'm looking. All right. That hilarious. Okay, I love seeing your comments. Okay, when speakers finish talking, you want to fight the crowd for a blurry selfie, or do you want to sit beside him and have real conversations? I'm curious. What are you doing? Let me know. I'm setting you up for what VERVE is. It might be this, it might be that. Let's see. Okay, I love that some of you are doing it in capital letters. Can I get at that? Yes, ma'am. Tamika, you can. All right. Your favorite type of event content, is it this generic motivation that sounds good, but it changes nothing? Or is it that? It's sparkly strategy and its implementation you can actually apply. This or that? This or that? Let me know. Y'all are cracking me up. I love seeing the chat. Keep it coming. Jen's having a lot of work to do because she is like counting all these chats. Poor Jen. Keep it up. Hi, Cheryl. I'm glad you're here. All right. At conferences, you usually leave feeling overstimulated, overwhelmed, and behind, or clear, energized, and finally seen. Let me know. Implementation in real time. Okay, here we go. Yeah. And there's a little delay from me to you. So, okay. That. Okay. All right. Which vibe feels more like you ladies? Is it this beige hotel ballroom chicken dinner and, that kind of energy? Or is it that disco balls, color, and confettis with something bubbly? Is it this or that? No judgment here, by the way. Unfortunately, sometimes this. Yeah, I get it. Yep. Okay. All right. That all day long. Thank you, Linda, the event planner in the room. So when it comes to business growth, you want this: more noise, more tactics, more pressure? Or do you want that, a room that helps you become more you? Champagne mocktails. Yeah. We have champagne mocktails, by the way. Okay. Now I want you to pick your event fantasy. This, sitting silently in rows while someone reads slides at you. Like this right now. I know, I get it. Or that, laughter and connection and conversations and women who actually get it. Which one do you want? This or that? Thank you, Kim. She wants that. All right. Final one, I think. Do you want to leave with the tote bag full of random flyers? Or that? Do you want to leave with clarity, momentum, and actual relationships? You're beginning to see a pattern. So do you want events that make you feel like a customer? Type this. Or do you want experiences that make you feel like you belong? Type that. Yes to that. All right. Good. That. Yes, Greta. Okay. Results. I think you've already figured it out. If it's mostly thises, you have officially experienced one too many stale business events. I get you, sister. But if it's mostly that, you're a VERVE woman, and you're probably wondering if this room is real. It's real. Yes, Glenda. VERVE is a must-attend event, and that is the VERVE difference. This is not an event where you are going to sit quietly and absorb too much information and get overstimulated and then fly home wondering what just happened to your time and your money and your really cute outfit. This is curated, it is intentional, it is designed from the moment that you get in the room till the moment you leave. The room matters, the women matter, the conversations matter, and the way that we structure the experience matters from right now in this pop-up party to every single thing that you experience. Because I am not interested in hosting another conference. That's why I call VERVE the anti-conference. I am interested in creating the room where women finally stop shrinking their brilliance to make other people comfortable. And that is where we're going tonight. So let's talk about the VERVE difference, what it actually is, and why I do keep calling it the anti-conference, because this is the kind of room where we love glow sticks and women and giggles and learning. And listen, I have been to the conferences. I have been to giant ballrooms. I have walked on glass and fire and come home on a high. and been like, that was great, now what? And I have come home with notebooks full of information that then I can't remember why I wrote anything down. And I have gone to events where it was all networking, and I met so many people I didn't know who I needed to talk to first. And I have gone to those events. There was one sales pitch after another, after another, after another. And I have seen the name tags, and I have eaten the dry chicken, and I have sat through sessions where someone had 94 slides and not one actual point. Who's with me? Let me know in the chat if that has ever been you. And I kept thinking to myself, there has to be a better way than this. There has to be a way for smart and successful and visionary women to gather together that does not leave us overwhelmed and overpitched and underconnected and emotionally dehydrated. And so I created the VERVE experience 7 years ago. And honestly, VERVE is hard to describe. And it's built differently because women are built differently. And I am not a normal business coach, so the event can't be normal. Our brains process connection and safety and identity and risk and visibility and creativity and decision-making in ways that matter. But most events, most business events, let's face it, they don't take this into account. So we, the VERVE team, we don't throw a bunch of speakers on stage and call it transformation. We actually design an experience with neuroscience and strategy and emotional activation in mind. Because visibility is not just a marketing strategy for us. It's a nervous system experience. It's an identity experience and a leadership experience. And that's right, Hillary. Who wants to be normal anyhow? It is one thing for all of us to say, I want to be more visible. But it is another thing to walk into a room that asks you to actually become the woman who can actually hold that visibility. And that's what VERVE does. You're not just sitting in chairs taking notes. You're actually stepping into a room that is designed for unapologetic visibility for your life and then your business. So you're stepping into a room where the conversations are curated and the connections are intentional and the energy is designed to make you feel both stretched and supported, but never exposed and never performed and never thrown into the deep with a cocktail napkin and a prayer. You will be supported the whole time, because here is the thing. High achieving women do not need more noise at all. We have enough of it in our lives, right? But we do need the right rooms. And we are all looking for elusive clarity. And let's face it, we need proximity to the right people at the right time. We need moments where that fog lifts and we remember, oh, I'm actually not behind it all. I'm becoming. And we're in a room of becoming women. And so at VERVE, you are going to get strategic sessions. You are going to get powerful conversations. You are going to get connection opportunities. You will have a curated experience. You will have visibility activations, and you will have the kind of room that helps you see yourself differently. If you are an extrovert and you are an introvert, there is space for you. You're going to leave with language and perspective and new relationships and a clearer sense of what you are done tolerating. That is my promise to you when you come. And you will leave with momentum and an actual plan, not some airy-fairy plan. You will leave with a book in hand with an actual plan ready to implement when you get home. But of course, you're also going to leave with the reminder that being seen is not a vanity project. It's about leadership and legacy and how the right people find you. And it's time. So I decided, instead of me yakking at you the whole night and telling you the whole time why it matters, I want you to hear from women who've actually been in this room. So I'm going to bring one of them up on the virtual stage right now. Okay, so here she is. First, I want to bring up the lovely, the amazing Jessica Lionford. Now, here's the thing I want you to know. She has such a powerful presence because she came in with a thought, I'm just going to assume, that a lot of people have, but they don't say it out loud because they don't want to hurt my feelings. She wondered if she belonged in the room. She wondered if this was going to be too girly and too sparkly and too not her. And I love this because sometimes people see my sparkle and they think it means fluff. And I'm tired of that. I wish they would just let that go. But Jessica, I want to hear from you. What made you decide to come? What you experienced, and what you would say to someone watching who's wondering, is this really for someone like me?
Yeah. Great setup, by the way. Yeah. So I had been circling Suzanne's world for years, like since the first Verve, and I did not feel like I felt like I could be a sponsor in that room because I loved what Suzanne was framing up. But I avoided the room because it was all confetti and sparkles and pink and all the things that I didn't see myself as. And so I did. I would sponsor Verve year after year, but I would never attend Verve. And I went 2 years ago as a speaker. And I went in going, I'm going to this conference to be a speaker. Still not thinking I belonged as an attendee in the conference, right? I was going to go and speak there. I wasn't going to be a part of it. That glow stick photo that you just had up there, I was thinking about this earlier on my walk. That was the moment when I'm standing in the front row, because you had me in the front tables, that whole Verve. That was the moment when it clicked and I said, I belong in this room. There are 100 people, 100 women in this room who are trying to build amazing things, who can pour into one another. And I don't know if you remember, but I came up to you after when it was, time to like figure out what's the next step. And I said, I'm tired of doing this alone. And I didn't realize that building a business and doing it all on my own was what was keeping me playing small. And Verve, y'all are my people now. Like, I send text photos of flowers to some of you. I have my accountability check-ins with y'all. Like, you are my whole text chat. Because yes, the strategy and the business side is amazing, but it's the relationships and it's the other women in the room. And you don't have to have the sparkle. You don't have to have the confetti. You bring you however you show up. And there's space for you in that room. And that's what Verve taught me. And I couldn't have gone back faster last year. And, I'm going to keep going. Like, now I know. And so if you are going, the sparkles and the confetti are not my vibe, I hear ya. I really, really do. Although now I have like a disco ball up here, Suzanne, right above me. You don't need that. You still belong in this room.
Yeah. And I love that. And thank you, because the reason I love that so much, Jessica, is because that is exactly it. You don't have to become another version of yourself to belong in this room. Like, that's not even the point. You don't have to be the girliest girl in the room. That you don't have to wear sequins. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to be polished to perfection in any way, shape, or form. You get to come as you are, and you get to leave with a deeper understanding of what's possible when you stop deciding you are the exception to the invitation. And you embody that all the time. And I get teary every time I think about you and the room and how long it took you to get there. And I love that you run to the room as soon as it opens every year. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's amazing. Okay. So I want to have Creta come up. So the incredible with her Glitterati hat. I'm so excited. I know. And the lovely T Money. I saw her in the chat. Customs Printworks is in the chat, which is our official Swagalicious amazing partner every year, who designed these hats that are like so hot, like hot. People were like asking people if they would sell it for $100. She has such a beautiful perspective on what happens from one year to the next as an entrepreneur. And Creta, I was thinking, sometimes we're so busy building and we're serving and we're pivoting and we're holding everything together and we're making decisions that we forget to witness our own growth. And we forget that the woman who came last year is not the same woman who arrives this year. And there's something powerful about being in a room that meets you in your current season and calls forward your next one, right? So I'd love for you to share what Verve has meant for you from one year to the next, especially as an entrepreneur who's evolving in real time.
So when I first met Suzanne, I met her through another coach to speak on her stage, to be on a panel as an AI expert. And I was even a little hesitant to go on from being real, to go on the days that I wasn't speaking, because I'm like, I don't know these ladies. I don't really know her like that. That's just me. So, but I decided to go. And I don't know if you remember this, but the first thing you said to me because you were coming in dancing, and you was like, you need to get your energy up, girl. And I was like, oh, okay. So, so I went to sit down. And in the moments that Suzanne was talking and coaching, because she's doing that, I realized that this is where I belong, and this is what's going to help me get to the next level. I still didn't know who Suzanne was, right? I just knew that I was about to be on her stage, but I like what she was saying. And it was the first time I actually got up and said, this is the first room that I've ever been in that I felt comfortable in as I'm gonna say a newer-ish entrepreneur, and even a Black woman and entrepreneur. And I was in Texas, so that had a little something to do with it too. So I was just like, but I want to say about the second day, I forgot what you said to me, but I walked up to Suzanne and I said, how can I work with you? And you were like, that's gonna be next. And I was like, okay. So, and I'm in Sparkle, boom, in the Sparkle Factor. I go, this last year, and I mean, it just blew up like my whole business, my whole world. Like, I'm not just the AI girl. No. I am the AI messaging strategist that has not power partners. I can't believe I said that. That has accountability partners, that is a part of a group who I can honestly say, and this might sound a little weird, but I honestly feel like y'all love me, and I love y'all too. And to say that, but coming all back to what Suzanne asked me, right? My business is something else, and woo, I cannot wait to see what happens at this Verve. So if you are even thinking a little bit about it, like this might not be, I don't know, man, just come.
Thank you. And it's so powerful, because Verve isn't just about one moment in time. This is year 3 for you. And it's about who you become because you chose to get in the room. And that's part of that story. And I remember that moment. I remember when you came up to me and said, this is the first time I feel like I belong in a room. And you were crying and I cried, because I know how many rooms you've been in and how many times you've been in rooms. And you honored me with that. And I still get teary when we talk about that. You know that. And that's why I said, y'all, this is the unfiltered real. That's why I wanted y'all to know this. So some of you are in a pivot, and some of you are in a growth season, and some of you are in a visibility season, and some of you are, I cannot keep doing business like this season. And I promise you that Verve's going to meet you there, not with any pressure.
There, y'all.
Yeah, no pressure. There's no pressure from me ever, but only possibility, right? And so, and I think that would be the thing. So thank you so much, Greta. I mean, I just love and adore you. Thank you. So I want to give you a little bit about some of the humans that are going to be in the room this year. And I'm not revealing everyone tonight, because that's no fun, because I like to keep some surprises and some secrets, and I believe in mystery. It's really fun. So I want you to keep your eyes peeled to the website, SuzanneCastle.com/Verve, because we will keep revealing the goodness there and in emails to come. But basically, I'm not giving you the whole dessert tray before dinner. So sorry about that. But I do want to give you a sneak peek at some of the few incredible voices who are part of the experience, and they're here tonight. So let me just say this. This room every year is powerful. It always is. But holy moly, this year, we have speakers and panelists and movement experts and visibility leaders and business strategists and women who are going to help you think differently about your work and your voice and your leadership and your next chapter. And so first, I'm not going to lie when I said, since year 2 of Verve, I have been trying to get her to come. And for 1,000 reasons, she wasn't able to. So I want to talk about Lane Lyons. So Lane is one of our featured speakers on Sunday. And if you don't know Lane yet, you will. Get ready. She brings this incredible blend of legal brilliance and business protection and leadership and straight talking wisdom to women entrepreneurs. And we desperately need her, because visibility is fabulous, but visibility without protection is a sparkly invitation for chaos. And Lane took me out of chaos. And she helps women understand how to protect what they are building and own their work and step into the next level with more power and way less panic. And I was a panic-driven human. I didn't even know it. So Lane, I'd love for you to come and say hello and have them meet you.
Hi, everyone. Nothing wrong with a little sparkle for those of us who already want it. Hi, everyone. I am so excited. Yes, for 1,001 reasons I could not come, but this is the year. So yeah, as Suzanne said, I'm Lane Lyons, and I help women build their businesses. And the way I do that is by helping you protect your business. I have spent over 30 years this summer. I've spent over 30 years as a lawyer protecting women. And one thing that I see all the time, and this room is a testament of it, women are amazing at creating all the things, but sometimes we're not so great at protecting those things. So that's where I come in. And honestly, this is more important than ever, you know, in the age of AI where things are changing and so quickly with online businesses and content and branding and visibility, we've got to protect ourselves. You've probably heard this phrase, and I love it. Your brand is money in the bank. I totally agree with that, but only if you own it.
Yeah.
So in October, we're going to talk about practical ways to protect your business, very down to earth, very straightforward, no legalese, no law degree required. I always say I went to law school, so you don't have to.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about how to protect your brand, trademarks, AI-ready contracts, smart strategies to help you grow without accidentally leaving your business vulnerable along the way. And I'm so excited to connect with all of you and to come to LA and meet so many of you in person and to have also more of the sparkly magic that Suzanne creates for all of us. Thanks.
It's going to be so great. And Lane, I just thank you for honoring us. I mean, so if you don't know, Lane doesn't do conferences hardly ever. And it's taken me this long to like beg and entreat and plead and make it happen. And we are just going to be so honored. I will just weep the whole time you're on the stage. You know that already. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, like Hawaii and Florida, it's gonna be hard ass to leave that beach to come to a different beach. But I'm glad you're glad you're coming.
We're gonna have a great time. I know it. Thank you.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. And we're also gonna have some power panel conversations. One of our panel moderators is Iram Jones, and she's not able to be here tonight, but we do have the lovely Dr. Christy Monk, who's here and one of our panelists. And Dr. Christy, she brings all this insight and wisdom and such a grounded presence. And I love women who can hold both expertise and humanity. And Christy absolutely does that. And so, Christy, like, I'd love for you to just give a quick little glimpse about who you are so these women can get all juicy and excited about listening to you on the stage.
Oh, well, hello, everyone. And thank you, Suzanne, for the lovely introduction. So I'm Dr. Christy. I'm looking forward to being on the panel. One of the things that I'm most excited about is to talk about the influential woman effect, the chapter that I wrote, and the sparkle effect. And I'm one of those women, probably like many of you, you juggle 50 million things. But I'm ready to share how I learned to allow myself to be and be okay with that and not have to always be pressured to do things because people want me to do them, but then also getting in alignment with who I am, because Suzanne, she's never given up on me. She knows I'll go somewhere and hide, and then she'll check up, and then and she always does it on time. So also just talking about the power of community and having the right women around you in order to help you feel seen when you don't feel seen, especially by the people who are directly around you every day. So I'm just happy to be.
It's going to be so great. It's going to be so great. I'm just so thrilled. Thank you for saying yes to this room. Dr. Christy is a powerhouse in nonprofit, for-profit, leadership, city space. This woman does it all. And so you are just going to be so privileged to get to hear her. Christy, thank you so very much. I mean, I know they're making me teary-eyed too, Tony. So I also want to tell you this just really briefly, and we are going to do a giveaway right away. So just hang on. We have more speakers and surprises coming. Like I said, movement leaders, a former leader at Walt Disney will be on the stage. We have something very big connected to the Glitterati VIP experience, and it's so big actually that I can't even share it because there's an NDA involved. I know how that sounds. There's an NDA involved. That's why I can't announce this person. And that is when you know that you have exited the basic conference territory and entered what is Suzanne doing now territory. And let me say this, if you were in the Glitterati room last year, you know that one of Oprah's friends walked in the room. That's the kind of exciting that we're talking about at VERVE. There's always unexpected and elevated and powerful, and I promise this year is no different. It's the kind of thing that makes you whisper to the woman next to you, did that just happen? Like, I'm not hallucinating, right? Is this real? Yes, it is real. It did, and more is coming. So before we get going any further, I do want to give our first giveaway. So this is a celebration pack. It's on the screen from our partner, Conscious Ink. Conscious Ink, I've been trying to get them at VERVE for the last 4 years. He sent, today I got a sparkle tattoo in the mail. So these are temporary manifestation tattoos. And this pack is the transformation pack. There's like manifestation cards in here, not just the tattoos. There's like 10 of them in here. And I'm so grateful to the work that they're doing because it's totally aligned with what VERVE is really about. And in fact, I mean, the founder said so much. I mean, it's so great. There's intentionality and identity and embodiment and everything that they do. Reminders that literally you can imprint on your body and carry with you, because I know that sometimes the right words at the right time are not just cute. They become an anchor for you. So we have this pack from Conscious Ink. It's valued at $30. So here's what we're going to do. Drop in the chat one word for what you're ready to embody more of this year. What are you ready to embody of more this year? And one of you is going to win this pack. Yeah, exactly. Great photo shoot idea from our lead photographer, Tony Sparks of Short Story Studios. I love that it's mean, good, Hillary, peace, authority, empowerment, impact, leadership, ease. Oh, my favorite word. Confidence, fun. Ooh, that's a good word. Impact. Love this. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Boldness. Good. One of you is going to win this pack. We're going to give it just another second. And Jen, I'm going to give you just another like 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Jen, who is winning the Conscious Ink pack? Will you type it in the chat for me? Intentionality, sweet. Move it inside. Hillary Sobel. Woo! Congratulations, Hillary. Woo, woo. So, Hillary, if you could message Jen or me your how we can physically send this to you, we will get this in the mail right away. Congratulations. Woo, woo. First giveaway down and ready to go. I love this. Okay. All right, here we go. This is your first little sparkle drop of the night. We're going to go super fast now. We're not done. We have more giveaways coming. Everyone who stays on, by the way, gets something in just a minute. So you're going to want to stay tuned. So, okay, I want to remove some guesswork, honestly, about VERVE, because one thing that I hear is that your brain loves the fantasy, but it also loves logistics, because your brain wants to know, where am I staying? What am I walking into? Am I going to be abandoned in a hotel lobby holding a tote bag? Do I need 6 outfits? Will I have to make awkward small talk with someone named Jan while balancing a salad on my lap? Like, these are the things that I think about when I go to any event, and it's, let's calm those logistics gremlins right now, okay? Because I want you to know that we have thought about everything. Okay, so the VERVE Experience 2026 is happening at the Shore Break Kimpton in Huntington Beach, California. The vibe there is CEO meets surfer cool. It's luxe, but it's not stuffy. It's elevated, but it's not, please whisper in the hallway and pretend you don't have a personality. Those places suck. This is beachside and boutique and energetic and stylish, and it gives us exactly what we needed for this year's theme, which is unapologetically visible, lead out loud, and shine on purpose. Because the space matters, ladies. Being near the ocean matters. And literally, we are right across the street from the ocean in Huntington Beach. And I believe that getting out of your normal environment, it matters so much, because when you're trying to step into a new level of leadership, sometimes you need to get out of the room where you keep rehearsing that same old version of yourself. So let's talk about the schedule a little bit, shall we? Let me show you something, because I always get this question, all right? For general admission tickets, VERVE begins on Friday afternoon, right after lunch. So you don't have to fly in at the crack of dawn in full glam with a protein bar and a drink. We don't do that at VERVE. You can arrive and you can breathe and you can check in and you can get yourself together and then step into the opening experience. Friday is all about arrival and activation and connection, okay? We're setting the tone, you're meeting the room, and you're gonna begin to feel what's possible when you're surrounded by women who are done playing small. Saturday is our full day of programming. And when I say full day, I mean full day. Like we go through the night. Okay, not all night, but you get what I'm saying, because we have the Sparkle Social. And I'm going to keep a little bit about that for later. This is where we go really into deep visibility and leadership and strategy and identity and the conversations that are going to actually help you move. Not just that, oh, that was inspiring. I mean, I know what I need to do differently when I get home. Now, I know you need to go to bed at 9 p.m., Tamika. You'll be fine, okay? And then Sunday is our most powerful closing day, and we're done in the mid-afternoon. So again, those of you flying, even to the East Coast, can still fly and get home that night. Now, see, notice what I've done here. I've maximized your time away from your home and how long you have to be in a hotel. So we're not just tossing you back into the world with a tote bag and a folder. I'm helping you integrate. I care deeply about what happens after the event. I don't want you to leave VERVE with a temporary high. I want you to leave with a clearer decision about who you're becoming and how you're going to show up. So I do want to talk just a minute about Glitterati VIP. I get this question, and actually, I don't think we have very many left. I looked right before we came on live, and this is a picture from last year. Almost everybody's in there. We've got like 3 people missing out of this photo, and T Money is one of them. So we have 5 tickets left. That's it, 5. Glitterati begins Thursday evening, and it runs through Friday through lunch. And this is for the woman who wants the deeper experience and the closer connection. This is when Oprah's friend showed up, the higher touch moments, the room before the room. So Thursday evening, we're going to gather for a VIP welcome experience. I want you to think about elevated and intimate and warm, fabulous. The connections start really early. You're not walking into Friday cold. You're already anchored. You already have people. You already feel like you belong. And then Friday morning is a curated VIP experience with me before the full event begins. You're also going to get a workshop with our Disney expert that day and our NDA person that I can't wait to reveal. So this is just not extra stuff. You also get a fabulous headshot with Short Story Studios on site in this gorgeous location. All of that is included. So, and your lunch. This is a different level of proximity. Okay. So I'm going to be pouring into you live that secret guest, Susan Smalley, who was at Walt Disney Studios. And our curated lunch is going to be brought to us by the International Association of Women. And seriously, it's an incredible deal. So for many women, that's the difference between attending an event and being truly helped by the experience. So if that's you, awesome. If that's not you, that's okay. But I do have to tell you about something. It's really important, okay? Assigned seating. Okay, now don't roll your eyes, okay? I know you haven't heard of assigned seating since you were in elementary school. And before anyone panics, this is not middle school lunch drama either, okay? No trauma allowed here. No one is putting you at a table with your 7th grade nemesis, I promise. Assigned seating at VERVE is strategic. And if you have been at VERVE before, will you let someone know in the chat why it's amazing? Please, just let us know in the chat something that was amazing that happened to you because of assigned seating. We spend 2 days at a minimum with assigned seatings. When you register for VERVE, we make you fill out some forms, and it's curated, it's intentional, because it's me and my team. And what we're doing is we're saying your connections, we're not leaving them to chance. We want you to have friends before you walk in the room. In fact, we're going to have some VERVE meetups before you ever walk in the room, so you're not alone. If you're traveling alone, you're not going to be alone by the time you get there. You're already going to know people, because you know what happens at most events. Yeah, Tamika, exactly. People sit with the person that they already know. They talk to the same 3 people. I do this. They talk to the same 3 people all weekend, and then they say, well, networking didn't really work for me. Well, that's because you talked to the same 3 people. Of course it didn't, babe. You networked with your purse. And at VERVE, we are thinking through the room. We're thinking about who needs to know each other. We're thinking about energy and industry and season and leadership and possibility. We are thinking about what you need next. That is part of the magic of this room. Now, I promise that all of you would be getting something tonight. It's also going to come in your email, so don't panic. But I'm going to ask Jen if she can pop it in the chat. And I think she's also going to put it up on the screen. So I'm going to make it happen right now. We created a Pinterest board for you. Even if you don't do Pinterest, it's no big deal. It's on mine. Okay. So if you do Pinterest, you can just do Suzanne Sparkle /Verve 2026, because apparently I cannot just tell you the vibe. I also must be visually bossy. So it's my Capricorn self. So the Pinterest board is going to help you see the aesthetic, the outfit energy, the hotel vibe, the beachy CEO feel, and what to expect visually, because I think that's really important. But please hear me. You don't have to dress like a disco ball to belong. Unless you want to, then please do. I will applaud. You can come polished. You can come colorful. You can come coastal chic. You can come elevated casual. You can come in sequins or linen or hot pink or black or neutrals or whatever makes you feel like the woman you're becoming. The assignment is not look like Suzanne. The assignment is feel like you. But the board is there to help you plan your CEO self to the beach. Because let's face it, that's always a question that we get is, what should I wear to Verve? So there it is. Now, I want you to hear from Tamika, because she was on the stage last year. She's a private client this year. And Tamika brings this such an important perspective, because she came from the corporate space and is in the corporate space. And she's also dancing that entrepreneur journey, but also enterprise space. And she came, I'm going to say this, she probably wouldn't say this, with kind of a very real question. Besides speaking, what am I actually going to get out of this thing called Verve? Because Verve is not just for the business to a consumer entrepreneur. And I want you all to hear that. It's not just for the personal brand girlies. It is for women who lead, women who influence, women who communicate, women who are ready to be seen differently in whatever room that they're in. So Tamika, I'd love for you to tell us what made you wonder whether Verve was for you, what shifted in the room, and maybe what you would tell someone watching from a corporate or non-traditional business space.
Okay, so happy to be here and to share my little story. But when I found out about Verve, I was actually in the middle of shifting the focus and the strategy with my business. And so when I actually got to the Glitterati for the VIP day, my expectations were minimal. I was expecting to just check the boxes of all the things that were listed on the website description. I was like, okay, if I get this, I'm gold. Well, once I got there, I realized that all the ladies in the room were 100% real. Talk about sharing the good, the bad, the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this wasn't well, let me just put on my best, my best display. People were real. And my expectations were significantly exceeded. Okay. And as I mature in life, I get even more comfortable with leaving an event that I've invested a whole lot of money in to attend when the vibe isn't there. And let me tell you, the vibe was there. I did. Okay. I stayed the entire time. And I left Verve realizing that I had been playing really small. And the ladies in the room, every single one of them affirmed every single doubt that I had about myself. And I have connected with these ladies. I met them in October of 2025, and I talk to them all the time. All the time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're like me, and you spent, or someone who spent, I don't know, nearly 20 years in corporate America, and didn't know, have no idea what you're doing, especially if you're transitioning or, got a little side hustle, trying to start your business or whatnot, Verve is where you need to go. You need to be there because they make it so real. You walk away with plans, real action plans. Like, this workbook is no joke that you get. Okay. I have a whole stack of Verve things on my desk, even today. So if you're on the fence, get off the fence and just go ahead and buy your ticket today. Because if you're not there, you're going to miss out.
Oh, thank you. Yes, that's exactly what I want people to understand, because that's why it's so hard to describe, because Verve is not about fitting into one kind of business box. So I get asked, is this for entrepreneurs? Is it for CEOs? Is it for nonprofit? Like who is it for? It's about leadership at the end of the day, how you're leading your life and your business. Not now notice what I said, ladies, it's not business first, it's your life first. And so it doesn't matter if you're corporate or entrepreneur or a consultant or you're speaking, if you're creating or scaling or pivoting, it's if you're stepping into any kind of identity, the work applies. Because people need to understand your voice. Tamika knows this. She's really good at helping people understand value. And she's fantastic at leading people to expertise and visibility and period. That's what she does. And she honors us every time she comes into the room. And I am honored that you'd be willing to talk about your experience here tonight, Tamika. Thank you. If you don't know, Tamika is in the top 5 LinkedIn sales navigator experts on the planet. Like that's the kind of people that come into the VERVE room and you want to be rubbing elbows because like you're sitting with them all the time. The speakers are there the entire time with you. It's one of my requirements. They don't get up and leave. Like they are with you in the room. They don't come and speak and bolt. Like I don't allow that. We're all in this together. That's what makes it magical. Thank you, Tamika, so much. I love and adore you. Love and adore you. Okay. So I want to be really clear though. There are people who don't need to be at VERVE. So let's have a little fun. Okay. I hope that you are going to take this the way that I intended. Okay. So let me show you who should not be at VERVE. Okay. Because I told you a little bit about VERVE, but I need to tell you who should absolutely not come. So if you are a judgy little sparkle sniper and someone who walks into rooms looking for reasons to be unimpressed, this is not your event. I want you to leave your chronic side-eye specialist self to other events, please. We don't want you. And if your favorite hobby is complaining about the temperature or the coffee or the chairs or the font on the slide deck and how someone laughed too loudly at breakfast, please protect your peace and stay home. And if you know it all and you don't want to be stretched or challenged or surprised or lovingly called forward, this room is frankly going to annoy you. And if you're only coming to hunt for clients like a networking raccoon in a sequin blazer, no ma'am. We love referrals. We love business. Women every year do business together at VERVE. We love relationships, but this is not a grabby, transactional, hi, nice to meet you. Do you need a funnel built kind of room? And honestly, if you are deeply offended by adult language and playful sass, you've got a little bit of it tonight, and honest conversations, maybe a spontaneous dance party here or there, or women having actual personalities, this also might not be your thing. But I want you to have fun. So if you don't want to do anything fun or new or connective or reflective or bold or slightly outside your normal comfort zone, then VERVE is probably going to feel like too much. And I mean that with love. I want everybody to be in the room. But this room is for grown women who want to be in the work and in the wonder. It's for women who can hold strategy and celebration, depth and delight, who have big ideas and belly laughs. So if you want beige, there's plenty of beige rooms available. I told you at the beginning, that's not why I made VERVE. This is not that room. So let's find out if you're supposed to be in this room. Okay, I promised you when you came that you would figure out if you're supposed to be in this room. Okay, we have another giveaway coming too in just a second. So you know those quizzes like in Cosmo magazine that tell you what kind of main character energy you have, except this one is actually useful. It's not going to diagnose your dating life based on your favorite brunch order. Okay, so we're going to answer in the chat the letter that describes you. Okay, in the chat, the letter that describes you. Okay, so here we go. Let's find out. When you walk into a room full of powerful women, let me make it really big. Okay, do you, oh, that's not going to work because now you can't see. Okay. Do you usually think, A, fabulous, my people are here, B, I'm excited, but please do not make me do a weird icebreaker involving pipe cleaners and vulnerability, C, I want to be in better rooms, I just don't want to feel like I have to perform to belong, or D, I would rather stay invisible, avoid the conversation, and leave before anyone asks me what I do? Let me know in the chat. A, B, C, or D. Yeah, Hillary, exactly. Okay, let's do the next one. Here we go. When it comes to visibility, are you currently ready to lead out loud? A, B, quietly brilliant, publicly inconsistent, and very aware that you need to change. C, pitching and speaking and showing up, but still wondering why it feels harder than it should. Or D, honestly and truly not maybe interested in being more visible, being stretched, or, letting people know what you do. Give you just a second. And A. Choices are hard, Greta. Okay, at an event, what makes you feel safest? A, knowing there's a plan. B, knowing that you'll be intentionally connected instead of abandoned in an awkward networking soup. C, knowing you can be fabulous and also human. Or D, knowing that you can, stay in your comfort zone, avoid new people, and not be asked to really engage. It's okay to tell on yourself. We're all friends here. And when you think about your next level, what do you want most? A, bigger visibility. B, better rooms. C, clearer strategy and a real plan that you can take home. Or D, nothing major right now. Mostly because you serve from the back and you don't want to change anything. Tamika. Okay, now here's the truth. If mostly you answered A, B, or C, VERVE is probably very, very much your room. You may be ready, you may be nervous, you may be excited, you may be wondering if you belong, you may be craving connection and clarity and strategy and visibility in a room that reminds you who you are. That is exactly why VERVE exists. And if you answered mostly D, I'm going to say this with love and a little sparkle in my voice. Honey, VERVE is going to stretch you. And it's not because you're not welcome. You are so welcome, absolutely welcome, and I hope you come. But because this is not a hide in the back, collect the notebook, and avoid all eye contact and sneak out unchanged kind of room. This is a room that's going to ask something of you. And not perfection, and I promise not performance, and there's not going to be fake extrovert energy. You can introvert all over the place if you need to. But it's going to ask for you presence, and for you to be open, and for you to be curious, and honestly a willingness to be seen, and to meet powerful women, and to let your next level get a little louder than your fear. So if you answered mostly D, I still want you in the room. And actually, you might be one of the women who needs it the most. Because VERVE was created for the woman who knows she's meant for more, but does not want another room that simply gives her more information. She wants a room that's going to activate her. And babe, activation does not always feel like a confetti cannon at first. Sometimes it feels like, oh no, this is exactly what I needed. And tonight you've heard the stories, you've heard the difference, you've seen the room, you've heard from Jessica and Greta and Tamika, and you've seen a little of who's speaking. You've heard what we're building. So now we get to do the grown woman thing. My clients are ready to hear this. We decide. And because I am going to make this extra fun, someone who buys a ticket by noon tomorrow is going to get to go live on the VERVE stage and do a 2-minute spotlight about their business. Now, that's $750 right there. 2 minutes on the VERVE stage. Your voice, your work, your brilliance in the room. It's like a live commercial. So if you've been saying you want visibility, this is one of those moments where visibility is literally raising her hand and saying, hello, are we doing this or not? We're going to announce the winner on my socials tomorrow at noon Central. So be paying attention. And of course, if you're the winner, we're also going to follow up on email as well. And don't worry, those of you who've already bought your ticket, of course, you're eligible too. We've been tracking all of those comments, and that's how we're drawing. I told you to be in the chat. Every time you've done a comment, you get another raffle ticket for those comments. Ha, woot, woot. So those of you who've been all in, every single time you get a raffle ticket, okay? And we're going to draw. So here's what I want you to do, okay? I want you to go grab your ticket right now if you're ready. The link is suzannecastle.com, okay? It's not party, actually. It's suzannecastle.com/verve, okay? Told you we're imperfect here, okay? The price is $329 because we're at the end of early bird. That price is going to disappear on May 30th. And I'm not pretending that there's urgency. It's literally disappearing. Okay. I want you to save $70. So if you know you want to come, don't pay more later, because your brain wanted to swirl about it for 3 more days. Don't do that. That's not discernment. That's decision fatigue, wearing a little tiny hat. Get the ticket, claim the room. Decide that your visibility matters enough to be supported. Now, if you want the deeper experience, I want you to upgrade to Glitterati VIP if there's still any available. I don't have the sales stuff up on the screen. There were 5 when we started. And because that's where the early connection is going to happen. That's where the more intimate moment happens. That's the room before the room. Okay, now here's the deal. I'm going to take off the slides because I want to talk to you for a minute. Okay, I want you to start doing the math before you do this. Like you're right now, you're on the edge of a decision. You're like, oh, I got to check the math. Let me check my bank account. I'm not pressuring you. I know you're like negotiating with your nervous system. You're saying things like, just let me see. That's fine. But sometimes let me see is how your next level gets delayed another 6 months. So I want to say this to you clearly. You are worthy of being in a powerful room. If it's not my room, it's a room. You're worthy of being seen. Don't let anyone take that from you. You're worthy of being supported. Don't do this work alone. You're worthy of connection that is not random. You're worthy of strategy that does not flatten your humanity. We're done with that shit. You're worthy of experiences that remind you that your work and your voice and your leadership and your presence matter. Because VERVE's not just an event, it's a decision that you're making. And I would love to see you in Huntington Beach. So I want you to go grab your seat before the early bird disappears. Now, I'm going to stay on for Q&A because I'm going to go through all the questions. If there's any in the chat, I want you to put them in right now. So I'm ready to go. I will stay here as long as it takes. Okay. And here's the deal. We have to do our final giveaway. So this is a pair of my very favorite headphones from Raycon. And yes, they're pink. Okay. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is block out the noise and listen to what's actually calling you. That's why I'm giving you these. Okay. So I want you to drop in the chat if you want these. I am worthy. Drop in the chat. I am worthy if you want these headphones. And we're going to choose somebody. I am worthy. I am worthy. And we'll choose one in just a minute. Yeah, of course they're pink, right? And literally, you've seen me wear them. These are literally exactly identical to the ones I wear. I think they're like $150 maybe. I don't know, something like that. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes, and keep putting the questions in. And for those of you that know, I mean, you can like do your things. Okay. But I want to be sure that we answer all of the questions that we need to answer. So I am staying on as long as we need to. If you are ready to go, go. But I'm staying here with you. Okay. And we do have this recorded. So you are going to get a replay because we went fast and furious. So if there's something that you need and you can't stay on right now, the FAQs are going to be in the replay too. Okay. So let me take a look. And Jen, I know you're keeping track of all kinds of things. Who won the earbuds? And then we'll get to the questions. Who won the earbuds? Yay, Teresa. Yay, Teresa. Teresa, you won the earbuds. Okay, so be sure and reach out with your physical address so I can drop those in the mail to you. Okay, way to go. All right. So I'm going to take a look and we can get some questions done. Okay, so let's see here. I know I saw a question. Quick question. Is there a group reservation for the hotel? There absolutely is. Thank you for asking this question, Hillary. In fact, the lovely Jen, who is my chief XO, which means kisses and hugs, but also experience and operations. I don't know how she managed to do this because if you know the Kimptons, there are amazing hotels and it's on the beach. I think the rate is $269 a night with our group reservation, and it comes with all kinds of things that normally you'd have to pay for. It's like a $500 a night hotel. So when you register, we send you that group link to, so you don't want to go, if you're coming to VERVE, do not go make your reservation. Use our link because, girl, you want that because otherwise you're not going to get that rate. So yes, $269 a night for Kimpton. Get out. It's so good. Yes. Thank you, T-Money. Online group again to find amazing roomies. Yes, not only that, but we are going to put you in groups, in a group chat feature, and we will help. If you want a roommate, great. We'll help you connect. If you want ride shares from the airports. So the airports are John Wayne, which is in Orange County, Long Beach, and LA are the closest airports. LA is pretty far, but it has a lot of options. So we'll help coordinate some ride shares so that you don't have to do that by yourself. Unless you want to, that's cool. And by the way, you do not need a rent car because everything is walkable. There is restaurants galore right outside on the beach walk of everything and every kind of anything that you want at every price point. So you don't have to worry about that either. So you won't even need a car. Like, we're trying to make it so easy for you. And Jen has arranged for us, if you want them, to have beach bikes as well. So if you want to ride on the beach, like, you get to do that too. It's pretty great. Okay, I'm trying to see, do we have other questions? Pop them in the chat. Okay, so I did that. Okay, let's see. There's also an upgraded, yeah, there's discounted upgraded rooms too if you want that. So let's see. Any other questions? Yes. Yeah, seriously. Yep, Heather, it's literally $329 for all 3 days. And it includes, now you will have to pay for your meal. It does include one, let's call it a meal. So we have the Sparkle Social on Saturday night, and Saturday night is, that's our full day. And that night, we will feed you. It's like, think tapas style appetizers, but they're heavy. And so, yeah, you'll be responsible for breakfast and lunch basically, and one dinner. So yeah, try to find that at any other conferences. I was just looking at a conference the other day, and no meals are included, and the hotel is not included, and it starts at $1,100 for a very similar conference. We are trying to make it easy for you to be there, no excuses. Yep, $329 for all days. If you do it right now, say $70, or wait and spend $70 more. Whatever, that's your choice. What other questions do we have? I don't want to miss questions. I'm trying to go through the chat. Thank you for being so in the chat. It's amazing. I am sure they're not related to the penguin. That is absolutely hilarious. Let's see what else we got. Did I miss any questions? We do have on the VERVE website, there are, yeah, okay, VIP cost, 1 second. We do have, all of this is on the VERVE website too. The VIP cost, John, do you have that up? I don't have it. It's, yeah, $675, I think. That's something like that. Yep, $675, $679, and it'll go up by $70 too. Everything is $70 discounted right now. Yeah. So if you go to I've been to some 200. Yeah, exactly. Lunch in California is no joke. It's expensive at some conferences because you have to eat there. But again, right outside, there's like a little taco bar. It's like $5 for a taco. So I mean, like, we tried to make it easy for you. Yeah. So and remember, the Glitterati comes with a headshot, and that headshot is with an award-winning photographer who's known all over the planet. Believe me, they're fabulous. If you've seen some of the shots on my website, that's her. She's in here too. So yeah. So take a look at that. Oh, you're welcome, Lorna. Love that. Let's see. Any other questions? You can pop them in. We'll put them up on the chat. I'm going to wait just a second. And if not, you can always email our team. There are FAQs on our site as well that try to get all the questions answered. But if there was something that we didn't answer that you wanted to know, reach out to us. We're easy to find. You are all worthy. I'm just going to vamp another second to see if there's anybody else. No. Woo! Glitterati. Oh, I love that. Hillary, I can't wait. Hillary's coming to Scotland with me too. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Yeah, anybody want to go to Scotland every New Year's Eve? I'm leading a cool trip there too. Cannot wait to see you, Hillary. Hillary is an amazing attorney in New York City. She's fantastic. You actually all know Hillary. You just didn't realize you knew Hillary. And the work that she's doing after law is incredible for women. So I'm so excited. Yeah, let's go. Okay, ladies, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna go figure out dinner. Yeah, if you didn't get the Pinterest board, it's right there. If you go to Pinterest, it's Suzanne Sparkle is my Pinterest handle. And you go to VERVE 2026. It's right there for you. It's public. I'm so excited to see you too, Hillary. And excited for you to meet Lane. Y'all are going to be really girl besties. I just know it. Okay, I love all of you so much. Again, if this is not the room for you, it's so good. But please don't stay alone. Don't stay hidden behind your screen. The world needs what you have. Okay, so you need to get visible in some way. Grab a girl bestie and get your voice out in the world. Okay. All right. I'll see you soon. We'll be in your email with all the follow-up. Bye.
like a long hot summer breeze, dancing to an incredible beat. Hey, with your friends, that's all that you need. If you love the way it makes you feel. Hey, when you feel it, it makes you feel good. Can turn a bad day to the better. Play another tune, it's gonna be alright, don't say never. Friends can change your mood, a little fun tonight lasts forever. But maybe